Coverage you can count on. Way 31 News at 6 starts now.
The Way 31 I-Team spent the past 4 days asking why a grand jury indicted a police officer for murder when his own peers said he did nothing wrong.
In my experience, once the review board convened, we took no further action. We didn't indict anybody or anything like that.
Today, a judge in the state's case against Huntsville police officer William Darby issued a gag order. That means no one involved can talk about it. I'm Dan Schaefer.
And I'm Demetria McClinton. Way 31's Sydney Martin went to defense attorney Bruce Gardner. He's a former prosecutor who also served on the police review board for several years. Sydney, what did he say?
Dan, Demetria, I talked to Bruce Gardner today, who used to work for the Madison County District Attorney's Office back in the 80s. He walked me through what used to happen in those police review board sessions.
It's geared up to make a finding that the officer acted responsibly.
Bruce Gardner worked for the Madison County District Attorney's Office in the 80s and told me he sat in on about a dozen review sessions.
It's kind of a, the fox is watching the hen house kind of thing. When you start talking about law enforcement officers reviewing other law enforcement officers and what they get into, legal or otherwise.
Gardner admitted it's been a while since he was in one of those board sessions, but the premise remains the same. So we can only question what's on body camera video that showed Officer William Darby kill Jeffrey Parker in April. The city won't release it.
There must be some extraordinary film footage that none of us have seen yet to see what this is all about.
Monday, Way 31 requested Officer William Darby's personnel file from the city attorney. State law requires agencies make all public employees' records open for review. But Huntsville's assistant city attorney, Eddie Blair, refuses to release them. Take a look at this email he sent. Blair denied our request to see Darby's internal affairs review because it's connected to a pending criminal matter. But then he claimed Darby's personnel file is, quote, investigative in nature, and those documents are not considered public record. I asked Gardner if he thought the request was rightfully denied.
And I think it should be disclosed, okay? And I could make a compelling argument that some of that is public record. I mean, if an officer's been reprimanded and it may somehow relate to what's going on with this particular case, well, one, I feel like the defense or the prosecutors, whoever wants it, will succeed in getting access to whatever that is. I think it should be available now, but I don't know why they're hiding behind that.
Now, I've asked the assistant city attorney what is of investigative nature for that personnel file. I haven't heard back from him. We also reached out to Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall's office about the denial of our request. They got back to us, but their answer did not contain if this file is public record. Live in Huntsville, Sydney Martin, Way 31 News.
All right, thanks so much, Sydney. And here's a look at all the dates when William Darby is scheduled to appear in court. The formal jury trial is scheduled to begin at 9 a.m. on October 29th.